Brown, and the name of my business is Mercedes Brown, a hair boutique with purpose. So I've created a unique space that just caters to inner and outer beauty, and I started this business as just a young woman who used to struggle really bad with anxiety, and I oftentimes hid behind outward beauty. So if I looked amazing on the outside, people didn't know what I was going through on the inside. And that kind of inspired me to create a space where women could come into the store, get all they need to be dolled up on the outside, but also come to our Better Together events inside the store to be built up from the inside out. So find a balance to not only run a retail space, but a space that just gives women community is a challenge. And I've had to learn to delegate tasks, say no when I need to, remember my why. Like, why am I doing this? Especially in times when I find that I'm just overwhelmed and I feel like, okay, it's not working the way I maybe want it to. I remember the why. Like, what am I doing this for? And that helps to like rejuvenate me and keep me on course. So actually it was the year 2019. I'm starting my business in 2019. I had a desire to not only be a beauty supply store, but a space where women can come in to be, just find community and friendship. But I also felt like, well, that's not being done. Is that going to be weird in a hair store? So I was unsure about that. And I remember one day I was just opened and a woman came into the store to purchase a wig. And so I was telling her about the store and she was like, how long have you been here? I'm telling her about it. And I'm like, and yeah, I'm eventually going to have like groups and events and things. And this woman just started bawling her eyes out, like literally standing at my checkout, holding her baby on her hip, and she starts bawling her eyes out. She's like, ma'am, I'll be a customer for life for the wigs, but I need the groups, like I need that. And so I actually felt like God was like calling me to do it, right? And so I'm like, that was a coincidence. I was already questioning it. Okay, that's nice or whatever. The next day I opened, a woman comes in for earrings. She's asking me about the store, how long have you been in business? And literally this was the next day. And so I'm telling her about the store and the fact that I'm going to also start to have events and things for women to come together. This woman stands at my earring rack and starts bawling her eyes out. And I said, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And so it was up from there on out.
Awesome.
So a seat at the table is not only a Bible study group, but it's also a space where women can come together and just share their faith, grow together. It has been so impactful for women who maybe are on a journey to find more. They want to learn more about God, but they want to do it in a space where there's zero judgment because we're all just in a space of trying to just learn more about God. And so what I have found for me is that it has really given me space to just open up and be me and also welcome others who are in this space. And we ask questions, we, deep dive into topics that normally people wouldn't talk about. And I've seen friendships form, I've seen lives change, I've seen people just share how broken they were before joining a group and how much they found from being a part of it. So starting a business with a mission is hard. And for me, it is just remembering my why. I have to remember the reason why I'm doing this because there's a lot of hard work behind the scenes that people don't see. And a lot of people will be like, oh, that's cool that you do that, but they don't see the times when I've been here on a Wednesday from morning to evening and close and maybe had like a little bit of a break before the groups come. And sometimes I'm tired or I'm like, maybe I should quit doing this. But remembering just the joy that are on these women's faces, the why, what I get from it has really just kept me going. I think it's important for women to find spaces like this because I think there's an idea with social media that everybody has it all together and that the problems that you have are just yours. And so when women come into a space like this where they are able to just see that this is judgment free and find out that, man, you're not the only one struggling with that thing. And as much as people want to think that, oh, everybody else has it together, what we find out is that all of us are just trying every single day. And so when we come together, we're able to share resources, encouragement. We're able to hear that, oh, I'm not alone in that thing that I thought could overtake me, but I'm hearing from you and how you overcame that thing, and it gives me motivation and, just encouragement to keep going. So what are my hopes and dreams for this place? I'm hoping to, first of all, eventually move into something bigger because the seat at the table has just grown in the last 6 months. I currently have 54 women and I don't have space for all 54. So I'm doing Zoom and we're doing in person. And so my hopes is that I don't have to turn anyone away and that eventually we have an even bigger space and just that more women who are in need find this place. Anybody interested in more about like the store, the products here, or even the events can go to mercedesbrown.com. You can also visit us in store at 8000 Blue Ash Road, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45236. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook at Shop Mercedes Brown. So I always post encouragement as well as like customers and, upcoming sales and deals and just community things that are happening in this space.
Awesome.